We're regularly introducing programs and practices into our schools. Often, we're trying to improve outcomes or change behavior for students, teachers, or others. We likely have a goal in mind. But what amount of change represents a meaningful improvement? Let's simplify that. Suppose we're baking chocolate chip cookies. How many chocolate chips do we need to add to make a delicious cookie? One chip is better than none, but more would make the cookie even more delicious. What if we added 2 or 3? How about 7? We can think about meaningful educational effects in the same way. This is Christina. She's the assessment and data coordinator for her school district. Her district has been taking a continuous improvement approach to increasing family engagement in student learning by using a new strategy that includes a newsletter, text messages, and signs visible during student pickup. They've been testing this strategy at 3 of their 6 elementary and middle schools. Christina has been asked to determine whether the new strategy is having a positive effect on family attendance at events. She works with Raul, the district's family engagement coordinator, to understand family attendance at school events in all 6 schools. Christina and Raul must decide what amount of change would be meaningful. First, they examine past attendance at school events to get a sense of where they're starting from. They find that typically 12 family members attend each event. They also look at what effects other districts have seen with similar strategies and what communications vendors claim their tools can do. They find that these kinds of interventions have increased attendance by an amount equivalent to 5 family members on average. Then, they consider whether the communication strategy is likely to affect family engagement in the short term or long term. Short-term effects are usually larger than long-term effects. They think they'll see changes in the short term. And finally, they consider how expensive it is to deliver the new communication strategy. More expensive interventions need evidence of larger impacts to be cost-effective. They conclude that the communication strategy is low cost and would only need evidence of modest impacts. After considering all these factors, Christina and Raul decide that an increase of 5 family members on average would be meaningful. This would be enough change for them to expand the communication strategies to the other 3 schools. They plan to measure attendance over a 1-month period before uploading their data to the e2i coach to analyze results. When you're thinking about how to define meaningful change in your context, you can think about the same factors as Christina and Raul. The change you want to see is called your minimum meaningful effect.